Carson, back for another season, second year here. How are the confidence levels going into that second season?
Yeah, I actually feel pretty confident for this season. Obviously, we had a little switch up with the teams and the crew chiefs and stuff, like any other team in the off season, and we ended up with Rodney Childers, so I feel pretty good about that. Obviously, Rodney's been cup racing the last few years, so he hasn't really been in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series much, but the cars are pretty similar, and I think his experience is going to carry us pretty well. And obviously, I'm still a kind of a new guy, I guess you could say. I have a year under my belt now, so I kind of have an idea, but at the same time, I'm still a little bit green on some of the things. So just having that experience and stuff, and this relationship with all the other guys on the team that we had last year is really strong right now, and we're going to fire off the season pretty good.
What's Rodney been like so far? What are your first impressions of that sort of dynamic as two personalities?
Yeah, he's smart. You can definitely tell that. I feel like you ask him anything, and he has an experienced answer, I guess you could say, or they did this in 2014 and did this or that. And there's not really a lot of question marks, I guess you could say. It's just he knows the answer, and he's really good with all the guys and working with them and getting the peak performance out of them, I guess you could say, and obviously me too as the driver. So I feel great about it, and his experience. Just gotta settle in the first couple races and see what it's like.
And looking back on last year, you must be really proud of how you got yourself to the Championship 4 in your first year in this level.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, getting a win was something we couldn't do, which was, I guess, a bummer, you could say. It was kind of one of those things I circled on the season, and we couldn't do it. But for us to point our way in week in and week out, pretty much all the playoff races, we just grinded it out and got the points we needed to make the Final Four was definitely an accomplishment. It was definitely the hardest way we could have done it. So if we can do it that way, I'd say we can do even better this year.
Yeah, it should bode well for the new format, given the way they went.
Yeah, for sure. I think we're all in the same playing field there, so I don't really think there's a big advantage or disadvantage. My situation might be a little bit disadvantaged, I guess you could say, having a few different cars and not really having a good, consistent season, I guess you could say, but we're all racing the same deal, so it'll be fine.
And when I spoke to you last year at Charlotte, and you were sort of quite open about the fact, it was a real learning curve being in these cars and your first year. I mean, I guess what are the biggest things you've learned so far, and what are the things you think you sort of still need to work on this year?
Yeah, it's hard to say, right? I learned a lot last year, and in the part-time season before that, I learned quite a bit. And by the end of last season, I felt pretty comfortable in these cars, and I kind of felt like I knew what they needed to do and knew what they needed to feel like, and it could help with changes and stuff like that. And I could confidently say everything I was feeling. So, I mean, there's definitely some stuff I could get better at. Probably the 1.5 mile stuff for me is kind of the question mark. I feel like the tracks are just different. I mean, short track stuff's what I used to do, and the road course stuff I've done it here and there, so I feel good about that. And even the speedways, honestly, I don't feel too bad about it. I feel like I've kind of got up to speed on that and figured it out, you could say. But the 1.5 mile stuff's just a little bit different than what I'm used to, and just not really up to speed on it yet.
Pretty good coach on these super speedways with Dale. We've seen him be quite hands-on over the radio.
Oh, for sure, yeah. It's honestly, I like it whenever he jumps on the radio, because it kind of makes us all get our crap together, So our speedway track record so far has been pretty good. We haven't got a win, but the last time we speedway raced, we finished second to the 21 car, and I feel like that's a pretty good baseline to start off of and build from there.
And just how do you look at everything that happened in the off-season in terms of the way it's shaped up for you this year, in terms of different cars, and then finding a way to get you the full schedule and just everything that happened?
Yeah, it was stressful, I guess. I mean, that all that stuff starts 3/4 of the way through the previous season. So we were going to the racetrack and trying to win races so I could solidify my spot in this series, and consistently we couldn't do it. So it was tough last year. I mean, it definitely took a toll on the season last year, and how we raced and how we thought of stuff, I guess you could say, in the mood. It kind of I guess killed it in a sort of way. So we were part-time there for a little bit, and we made the Final Four at Martinsville, and literally the next day we were back in. We were going full-time racing. So not really the perfect way, I guess you could say, not all in one car and all that stuff, splitting it with a few different cars, but I think I really don't think it's going to slow us down much. Obviously, it's going to be a little tough switching from this car to that car, this crew chief to that crew chief, but I think it's going to be, for me, it's going to actually be a learning experience, getting to work with a few different teams, crew chiefs, and stuff like that. It's going to be kind of a cool experience. So the same time, it's not ideal, I don't think, but we're gonna take what we got and run with it.
And you've mentioned a couple of times chasing that first win. What will it mean when that finally comes, and how do you think you'll celebrate?
I've been waiting for it, that's for sure. I've been sitting here driving the race cars for all 33 last year, and starting the 33 races this year, and that's just the biggest thing I've circled is we got to do what we got to do week in, week out to finish the races and to run good. But the biggest thing is just getting a win right now. Just got to get a win, and hopefully they keep coming.